because the vibration of a problem and the vibration of a solution are different frequencies. The vibration of a question and the vibration of an answer are different frequencies. And think about why. Because in the problem or in the question, there is an awareness of what is not wanted. I want this improvement over this. This isn't pleasing me, so I want this, but this isn't pleasing me, so I want this, but this isn't pleasing me. So what's dominant most of the time when most of you ask a question or have a problem is the problem, and the problem won't let the solution in as long as you're focused upon the problem. And so many people want to pray about things. They get into that place of strong need, and then they think no one's listening because their prayers aren't being answered. If you keep praying from that needy place, you keep practicing that needy vibration, and that's a different vibration than the vibration that allows the solution or the answer that you're looking for. And so that's why we explain to you that there is a step 1, which is you asking, which is important, keep doing it, and a step 2, which is source answering. That's a vibrational response to what you're asking for. That's a lining up of everything necessary to give you exactly what you are wanting, everything with precision, accurate precision. But if you stay in the asking mode while the answering is happening, you don't hear the answer. It's like setting your radio dial on one frequency and wanting to hear the song that's being broadcast on another frequency. It doesn't work. You got to tune your dial. So you've got to tune to the solution, which is not an easy thing to do, because when you're standing in the problem, it sort of kind of has your attention, doesn't it? But you've got to get your attention off of the problem and toward the solution, or off of that problem and onto anything else that feels better. You could have 10 active subjects in your experience. You have more always, but let's say you have 10. 9 things are going really well, 1 thing not going so well. If you're like most humans, you're giving most of your attention to the one thing that isn't going well. Got to get this done. When this is in place, then everything else will be perfect. And we say, as long as you're focused upon that one thing, you're messing up the other 9 that would be going better too. You can focus on the unwanted thing from your place of need or lack and hold yourself in a frequency that disallows your reception of the solutions. And we really want to emphasize that word, your reception, because it is the receptive mode that really is what you want to be aware of, the receptive mode. Step 1 is you ask. Step 2 is source answers. Step 3 is you've got to be in the allowing, receptive, receiving mode. You've got to be tuned in so that you get the hint, so that you feel the impulse, so that you translate the thought, so that you have the knowing. And if you're focused upon the problem, you're not going to be there. So the solution to living happily ever after is get out there and mix it up. Stir up as much trouble as you can. Find all kinds of things that you want. I want that. I'd like that. I'd like that. I'd like that. Amend this, please. More of this, please. More of this, please. Less of that and more of that, and less of this and more of that, and less of this and more of that. Mix it all up and fill your vortex full to the brim. You've already done that, enough to keep you busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes, but it doesn't stop you from adding more to it, because you are expansive, eternally expanding beings. So you keep asking, and the vortex is brimming with all that you're asking for. But more important, your vortex, this vibrational reality where all of your vibrational requests are going and held, there stands your inner being in full understanding of everything that you've asked for, of everything that you desire, stands there in absolute vibrational sameness as all that you've asked for. So there is a part of you, a vibrational part of you. It's the same part of you that existed before you came into this physical body. It's the part of you that becomes more with every request you make. That inner being, source energy, God force, part of you stands there in the fullness of all that you have vibrationally become, broadcasting a signal about that, which you got to line up with, or you're not going to feel good. When life causes you to expand to something more, a new experience causes a new desire. That new desire has to be met, or it's always going to feel off to you. That annoys some of you. If I could just stop wanting, the fact that I don't let myself have it wouldn't bother me so much. But you can't stop. You can't shut that down. You can't shut down your observation. You can't shut down your personal perspective. You can't shut down your personal desire for expansion. You can't turn that engine off. It's always going. It's always going. So if you want to be joyful, and you do, we know you do, The only choice you have is to close that gap between beliefs that don't match desires. We said to you in the very early days of visiting with you as we were flowing through Esther, when you want something and you believe it, then it is, and it is fast. But if you want it and doubt it, if you want it and don't believe it, if you want it and worry about it, if you want it and keep explaining why you want it, I really want this because I don't have it, because I'm in this kind of pain without it. As you're justifying or defending or rationalizing or really explaining to anybody why you need anything, you keep practicing the vibration that holds it away from you. You got to talk about what you want and why you want it. You can't talk about what you want and why you don't have it. You've got to talk about it as if it is. You've got to feel it as if it is. You've got to make it feel real to you before it can come.